Yeah, you heard that right. Twin Peaks. The same verse that is full of outerversal characters that laugh in the face of your favorite fictional universe. That is, if it wasn't for a fact everyone seems to be missing. Whether or not Twin Peaks is outerversal or simply multiversal, it doesn't matter. Today, I will explain why it's one of the weakest verses in fiction. And it's all because of this kid. For those who don't know, this is Tommy Westphall and he has a vice grip on a large section of fiction. I'll let PBS explain the basics.
First fan theory we're going to talk about right now is really, I think, something special. It's a little old, so it's going to take some explaining, but I think it's important because it's paradigmatic of fan theories. It hits all of the fan theory high notes. It's called the Tommy Westphall universe, or the Tommy Westphall universe hypothesis, and it states that over 400 television shows, and counting, all take place in the same universe. The theory is defended thusly. In 1988, the American television show Saint Elsewhere ended its broadcast run. A sort of dark comedic medical dramedy set in a hospital, the end of its final episode can be read to suggest that the entire series took place inside the brain of a minor character, a young autistic boy named Tommy Westphall. In a post titled 6 Degrees of St. Elsewhere, comic writer Dwayne McDuffie explains that this could mean most, if not nearly all of television had taken, was taking, and would continue to take place in Tommy's brain. He writes, if St. Elsewhere played by the rules of comics, either they wouldn't have been allowed to do it, or they would have precipitated a crisis in TV land far bloodier than DC Comics' Crisis on Infinite Earths. Why? Because crossover-wise, St. Elsewhere is the Kevin Bacon of TV shows. End quote. How so? Well, if Tommy imagined nearly everything about St. Elsewhere, including the people, and those people show up on other programs, doesn't it stand to reason that those programs are also imagined by Tommy Westphall? This theory says, yep.
Crazy, right? So, how does Twin Peaks fit? Well, if my research wasn't horrible, the character of John Munch, who originated in the series Homicide, Life on the Street, went on to become a regular in Law and Order, Special Victims Unit. The New York Ledger is a newspaper featured frequently in Law and Order and its other spin-offs based in New York City. This newspaper connects to the show Deadline and Person of Interest, especially the episode Pretenders. The inbox of Diane Hansen in the pilot episode of Person of Interest contains emails from Fringe characters. In the Fringe episode The Firefly, Walter Bishop puts on a pair of glasses that have red and blue lenses, explaining that they allow him to see people's auras. He adds that the glasses were made by his friend, Dr. Jacoby. Dr. Jacoby was a character in Twin Peaks who's frequently seen wearing the same kind of glasses. There, that's how you connect them. The other ways I've found aren't as strong as this one or need some serious citations. If this doesn't satisfy you, I understand, you can click off. Twin Peaks remains overpowered. But if it does satisfy you, then what does this all mean? Well, in the grand expanse of fiction, Twin Peaks is nothing but the imagination of a human boy. A boy who can die by a simple gunshot. Any franchise easily solos Twin Peaks by taking out Tommy. But some of you might claim that Tommy is a secret eldritch monster. Similar to Azathoth, who due to his nature isn't getting killed so easily. Well, not so fast, dear viewer. I reveal my trap card. This situation is actually far worse. Everyone says that all of these shows take place in Tommy's mind. But look at the scene again.
Careful with that, son. Remember I told you that? I don't understand this autism thing, Pop. Here's my son. I talk to him. I don't even know if he can hear me. He sits there all day long in his own world, staring at that toy. What's he thinking about? All right, come on, son. Let's go wash our hands, all right? It's all right. I got it.
You see? It's not in Tommy's head but in a simple, fragile, glass snow globe. Tommy is transfixed because he's seeing all of these stories play it out in a freaking snow globe. That's wild. But that also makes Twin Peaks even weaker. Sure, the person who made this snow globe is a total monster. But the verse itself has no real protection. Anyone can break a snow globe. If you want to say it's unbreakable, then nothing I say can help you. You're full of cope at that point. So in conclusion, Naruto solos Twin Peaks with negative difficulty. Or does he? Yes, I'm about to give you all some hope. While it is still true that Twin Peaks is fodder, it's only that way if attacked from the outside. If anyone, especially psychics, attempt to breach Tommy's mind or the snow globe, they are getting torn apart. Twin Peaks, on its own terms, is still one of the strongest versus fiction. Only the strongest may attempt to brave the mind of this child. So when you think about it, Twin Peaks is both fodder and overpowered. It depends on context. It's actually very similar to my current feelings on Warhammer 40k. Researching Destiny has really made me reconsider how powerful 40k really is and if it deserves its place among the strongest. But that's a topic for another time. Well, that's all I wanted to say on this. With that wait a minute.
Fuck.